morning, good evening, good afternoon, all the time zones, the lands, and all the countries and the beautiful places we live in. Hello, my name is Carrie. Sorry for my nervousness. I am a little nervous today. I don't really know why. I guess it's because I don't really do too many videos. Well, I'm restarting my video, magic. It's on a theme of magic. And I'd like to show you my decks that I've built within the last 20 years, I would say, because these are old cards. I have not opened this like almost 10 years. Really, this is the first time that I'm opening this package here, my suitcase I should say, after 10 years. I've stopped collecting, I stopped playing, I got into other things. And I don't know, I think 3 years ago I got back into Magic. I have to admit, I believe it was Rudy, Alpha Investments, and the professor from Tenerian College, and Bad Boys Gaming. They got me really back into Magic playing. These three people, these three that I'm a fan of, they really got me back to the gaming. And so I'd just like to show you a few of my decks that I've built. Like I said, I have not really opened this over 5 years, so I'm not really sure where the cards are at, what decks are what. So I'm just gonna lie them out here. I'm gonna try to make it a half-hour video that it doesn't really bore you of what I'm doing. I hope you like the video. Please subscribe. I notice if I wanted to make money, because I am not rich, that's one thing upon my collection. I'm a really poor Magic player. That's what I do. I really love playing. I'm a collector, but I love playing Magic. And after a few years I had to quit collecting because the cards were getting a little expensive. I lost my job and etc, etc. I don't really want to explain all that. I just want to really get through my cards to show you what I built in the past few years. Like I said, I really don't know where my decks are, what decks are where. So I'm just going to go really straight through them and see what kind of cards and what cards I get. What I got, and what I put them at, and what they do, and maybe you'll understand the combinations that I put in the decks as I'm just going through my cards. This is the Grateful Dead. I believe it's a 1973 concert. And we'll be listening to this for right now as I'm going through my cards and my collection of, as I said, my personal playing cards, the decks that I've built. Sorry for my shininess. It's not all that great. I hope it all works out. I hope it's not all too blurry, too sobbed. Let's go a little off the side there that you see them. Some of these cards are really, really nice. Snow covered, perfectly mint snow covered land that I've been playing. Very nice. As you see, these are old cards from this one's Ice Age, as you see, and then I believe this one's the Mascadish Masks. And as you see, these are my old decks from, like I said, 20 years ago. I'll bring them a little nearer. From 20 years ago that I built. I'm not much of a talker, I'm sorry. I'm just going to show you the cards. I don't really know what to say too much. Just wanted to show you a little bit of my cards. To get a little touch of the filming again. I have to admit, I'm doing this to get my nervous back, to show you all my interest in Magic. Because my interest is really big in Magic. You know, as you see, I have lots of, you know, interesting decks, I would say. They're really all completely different within each other. If the times of you building decks, I guess, are gone because everybody buys pre-decks now, all these pre-release decks. And nobody really builds their standard, you know. In drafts, of course, everybody, you know, has to make their own little deck out of drafts. But everybody's buying these, you know, commander decks from the commanders and what are all these other commanders and planewalkers. Nobody, I've really noticed, nobody's really building their own, you know, getting their imaginations out. Another snow-covered land. Getting their imagination out. Look at the difference of the snow-covered lands. Not much of a difference. It's just a very big... Whoops. I dropped it. A very big difference in the naming. My cards are in German. I am living in Germany. I'm going to repeat that a couple of times till the people really get to know me. My subscribers. I hope you all subscribe. I notice you have to have a lot of subscribers these days. And a lot of likes, even a lot of watches, and I know I'm not going to get a lot of watches. It's hard for me to even get somebody to watch my videos. You know, I don't know. I know I'm not that great of a video maker. I don't really do too much spectacle stuff on my videos. I just like showing the cards, talking a little bit, listening to music. And my cards are sometimes upside down. Love some of these. Really love the art. Love the playing cards. I love the idea of the playing of these cards. But I'm sorry. You just heard me burp. I'm very sorry about that. Look at something really quick. Let's see. I need lighting. Sorry about this. I'd like to see if this is original. This is original. Yes, it is. Look at that. Very nice. This is an alternated 4th edition card. Very nice alternated edition. Forest. Perfect condition. Mint. Wow, I haven't seen that after 5 years. Like I said, since I've not opened this, you know, so it's been longer than 5 years. It's been almost like 10 years. Oh, look at that, one without. I have to put you in a sleeve. Wow, where's my sleeves? Give me 1 second, I gotta find a sleeve. I don't like cards not having my sleeves when they're in a deck. When they're in my... So I'll go a little quicker. Give me 1 minute. I might even been wrong about that. I heard Dynamana, I heard Dynamana, I heard Dynamana. Wow, this is just the 4th edition. I was wrong about what I just said. Because this is a German card. And the German cards were not alternated. Well, I don't know about that, truthfully. Because when I always look at the back and the pawn, the purple, I really don't understand that. So... sorry, I just might have a little bullshitted. Sorry that I just whoopsed. Well, there's not really too many highlights in this deck, I noticed. They're mostly commons and uncommons. Really not too much to be... The snow-covered lands, maybe. That was one of the most interesting. And a blue. Hey, I got a blue and a white or a green deck. Alright. I'm going to put him over here for right now. Since you just see this part right here, let's see what this deck is. There you go. Let's see what this guy is. I have to admit, these are a little bit more than 60 cards. This is with my sideboard, if you'd see. Of course, I believe that's my normal deck, I believe, and this is my sideboard. But there's a lot of cards in this right now. As I said, I hope you understand the idea of what the cards and the combination of the cards are. Why I put these cards together like this. I'm just doing it to myself. Oh, I love this creature. Love this clerk, I should say. It's one of the many that in that time it should have been an uncommon, really overpowered for just a 1. Beautiful card. I mean, she's also beautiful in herself. Yes. And let me know what you think about my my cards here, my deck that I've built. My paladin, one of the first paladins. Let me know what you think upon the cards. I really like to get other people's opinions. I don't want to be a smartass. I'm just a player, as I said, a collector, not rich. I'm not sorry to say, I'm not a Rudy or a Alpha Investment or Vintage. Vintage. I forgot the Vintage or the Professor. I'm sorry. I love these people. I really am a big fan of them, but I'm not rich as they are, where they have all these openings and all the new cards and overpowered cards and really, you know, mint condition Lotus. You know, I'm sorry, I have no Lotus. My most expensive is a Time Vault, a perfect mint Time Vault. I mean, that's my most expensive card. I may show it in another video and the combination that I built around it. I built a, as they would say, a commander deck around my Time Vault. So, yeah. I'm not rich as that I could, you know, afford any of those old cards. I started when Ice Age and what was it? The Renaissance and the Dark. I believe the Dark was one of my first series. And here this was one of my first series that I bought. As a matter of fact, one of my first sets that I bought. I love this card. Anybody would know, she is my girlfriend, and I mean literally, she looks like my wife. I mean literally looked like my wife. Really, no joke. She perfectly. I was thinking, wow, if they would have a picture of her next to her, they would make a picture of her. Really, wow. So I'm really in love with this card, and it's a beautiful card anyways. But yeah, a little story behind that card for me. I guess you understand all these cards that are all the same a little bit. You don't really have to read them because they're mostly in German. There are the Chronicles. Yeah, starting the Chronicles. The other ones are Renaissance. Truthfully, love the zebras. These were, when these came out, these were for me the most beautiful lands for a set. Before, they didn't have the art in that time. They just started this kind of art with the zebras and the fine arting with more filling into the landscape. You know, they had these. Oh, I gotta get a new sleeve for him. This is the main character on this deck. He's very important for this deck. I hope you understand why he's important. There you go. Let's see something. Come on. 95. Ah, there you go. Here's one of them. This is the alternated 4th edition. All alternated 4th edition, I believe, are in English, not in German. Although I have a lot of 4th edition in German. I'm glad that's on the sleeve. Perfectly mint. Very nice. An alternative. That's very nice. And this is one of the main cards too in this deck. If I wouldn't, with this one and the other one, it wouldn't work. As for him, of course, these two cards. Well, there she is again. These two cards are the most important in this deck. These two right here. Oh, he's a little scratched. Wow. Well, that's what you get when you play with your cards. You get them scratched. A little damaged on the edges. Thank God, not on the edges. I love the buybacks. Buybacks are really, for me, an ultimate card. Falcon's Cane. One of the first to get your graveyard back. One of the first. Really a great card. Almost in every deck that I have is a Falcon Cane. I wonder... because I have a lot of Falcon Canes. When I bought the Chronicles, this is from a Chronicle in that time, I got a lot of them. Yeah. Another Chronicle. That was one of my mono white decks for that era. Let's see what I got here. As I said, I'm not really too sure what all my cards are at right now. I have not opened this, as I'm repeating myself now. I believe this is a mono red deck, as y'all call them, mono. This is just a red, I believe, or no, it's a green, a red-green deck. Okay, with a Centauri Archer. All right, this is my red-green then. Let's turn it over. So. This is just, as I said, my collection of decks that I've built. Wow, that has a nice scratch there, if you can see it nicely. In my eyes, none of these cards are for sale, because I am playing. These are my play cards, I say. I wouldn't sell these cards. Also, some of them are very good mint condition. But not like that, if you see all what I mean. I love the lands. I am a very big land fan, as the Rudy is. Rudy Alpha Investment also loves the lands. I'm a very big land fan. As I said, I don't have any really expensive cards. Most of my cards are what you see. So if you notice this card is a fake. I have an original from this card, but it's really messed up. I did a copy for that card because I like to play with it for the playing. And I don't like using my original cards that are so expensive to damage them just because I want to use them. So we as our group, when we bought our cards, we were a group of I believe of 6 people, and our club, I should say club, Magic Club, we decided that if we have the cards, if we have 2 cards, we can make a copy of the card. We could copy it, leave the original at home, and you could play with your copy. But you gotta notice, that it is a copy, not, you shouldn't be doing this and that, So we did copy the cards for our originals, that, that they don't get damaged. And yeah, that's why that is a copy in this card, in this deck. I believe I have one other copy of another card, because like I said, I will not play with my original expensive cards that are over, I won't say the pricings because I really don't know the price anymore of the card. Yeah, Disintegrate, original 4th edition alternated Disintegrate. Good condition, perfect. An alternated Disintegrate. 4th edition, also 4th edition alternated. All my, if they're not in German, then they're all alternated. If they're in the white, from the 4th edition. So, As I said, I'm going to try to keep this under a half hour. So I'll just go a little quick with my cards, just to show you really what I built around. This is the card that the dragon, that why I built this card is because of this dragon. Or this deck is because of this dragon. I believe I got a couple of these dragons, and I wanted to build the deck around him. So that's what I did. It's all around him, just because of him. That's why I believe, yeah, this is why I built this deck. It's just because of him. There's another one of the copies that I played. I'll turn it around again. I know some of my really rare cards really shouldn't be in here because I'm noticing a difference of they're like okay. And this is really one of the top cards these days, hard to get. Very nice. A little damn. There's my other one. My card that I built this deck around. Why? Ah. 4th edition. Third one. I know the dragons aren't worth that much these days. But, yeah. That's why I built this deck, as you saw. There's 3 of them. And that's why this is this deck. Very nice decks. Oh. So, let's see what this one is. I believe this was a draft deck. I believe I drafted this one. I'm not really too sure anymore. There's a couple of draft decks in here that we just played. No, this is a built deck. So this is not a draft deck. I remember it now. Products. Let's get that better. There you go. Very great card. So I'm going to try to keep it under a half hour, as I said. That's a couple of minutes. I really appreciate y'all watching the video and my boringness. Please subscribe. Please like if you really like. Even if you don't like the video, then hey, don't like the video. I don't mind. It don't bother me too much, really. I'm just doing this for my pleasure a little bit, I have to admit. But I'm more interested that you see what kind of cards that were out in those days. What people, as myself, what kind of decks they built. The Rabarok. What kind of decks, as I said, they built. You know, what cards around what constructed. And this is, like I said, I'm just showing my constructed deck. That's really what I'm doing. So, I really thank you a lot. It is already half hour over. So, I will be saying goodbye in a couple of minutes. Just get these over with. Very good, very, very good. Lavabarock. Sorry about that. Hit my cam. One of the first. Oh, there he is. I was looking for this card. I was wondering where my outpost is, because I do have the full deck of my this is a World Series card. I'll keep him in for right now, but I was looking for that to get my deck together. There's my other outpost. I was looking for him. Now I know where he's at. That is good. Very love the landscapes. Like I said, with the animals now in the background. Very nice. Another one. Very beautiful. Snow-covered land. So, and we'll end it with this. And I thank you. Thank you a lot. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.